Good morning. It's Sunday, January 23rd, and this morning I'm going to talk about another instance where we have a monumental screw-up. I am amazed that every day I can find something that shows that we are a country that is suffering from total ineptitude at every different level. And I blame that on the thinking processes of the people that are put in charge of many projects, that they don't understand what's going on in the world. They don't understand the environment that they're working in. And this is not the problem of the workers. This is a general problem of the people who are in charge, the people who are supposed to get things done. And let me tell you what I'm talking about. I get an email the other day that says, good news, each household in the U.S. can now have 4 free COVID-19 home tests shipped directly to their home at no cost. All you need to do is visit covidtests.gov and enter your contact information and your mailing address. Order now. And then there's a message in there about watch out for scammers and things like that, which is perfectly okay. It's okay to have that message in there. That's not what's bothering me. And then I find out that in many cases people are getting online and ordering, and their order is not being accepted. And why isn't it being accepted? Because somebody in their apartment building already ordered something. So as far as the post office is concerned, you're not getting anything unless your dwelling is noted as a multifamily dwelling. Well, I can tell you that most apartment buildings in this country are not designated as apartment buildings. That's an address. And the differentiation within that address is your name and your apartment number, etc. So if Stan Braunstein goes out and he lives in an apartment building and he orders a kit, but Joe Smith ordered first, Stan Braunstein's not getting his kit because that building isn't registered as a multifamily building. And I can tell you from my years of experience dealing with names and addresses, when I worked at Publishers Clearinghouse for 5 years, right? We never, ever thought about anything that would be listed as a multifamily dwelling. But we took the name and address and we created something that was called a match code. It took components of the address, components of your name, components of some other parts of information, and put that all together, and that created an individual. Because imagine if you were ordering magazines and your wife is ordering magazines and your daughter and your son and everybody's ordering magazines. We want those magazines to get to the right person, not to the apartment, not to the building, not to the street, but directly to the person. And that's what should be happening with the COVID-19 kits. It is ridiculous that the post office has a requirement that the building is listed as a multifamily dwelling. And you know why? You know why it's ridiculous? Because the people who are working there are not computer literate and not prepared to do the job properly. Because when you get that information, you must make sure it's the right person. And if you want to reject an order, you have to make sure that the person, the individual who is ordering, or the family, if you're down to the family level, or the family is ordering, not the building. The building is not ordering that thing. So here we have a classic case of not knowing what the hell is going on. And then we get Psaki the spokesperson, whatever the heck she is, telling people some ridiculous nonsense that the system is just in the test phase. It's a beta phase website. Well, don't go out there and ask people to sign up to get a free kit. If you're in test phase, or if you are in test phase, you better tell people that you're in test phase, you're in beta phase, And then she said the technology teams within the administration and the U.S. Postal Service are working hard to make this a success. They're not working hard to make it a success because they didn't go out and find the right people to do the job in the first place. If they wanted to know how to deliver the mail beyond the fact that it has a name and address on an envelope, if they want to know how to get things processed properly, they have to go to the experts. And those experts reside in the magazine industry or the newspaper industry, who send out papers on a regular basis and have their names and addresses coded in the proper way. You go to talk to somebody who deals with magazine subscriptions, they know exactly what you have to do. Now, I got to tell you something. In this day and age, those people might be hard to find because the magazine industry is a dying industry because of the internet. But in any event, there are people like me who could tell them how to do this job properly. And it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace to reject people because you don't have a multifamily dwelling code on your record. Well, that's a lot of hokum, a lot of bullshit, and it's another, in my mark, black mark against our administration and against the people that this is just as bad as sending out the checks to people who didn't need the money because they didn't completely understand how to find people who had worked and had incomes, etc. And if this keeps going on, this country is going to may disappear. This country could disappear. Right now, we have so many divisive things going on. It would be nice if the administration came up with a good plan, and a plan where nobody got screwed. Because you're making people unhappy. Don't you recognize it? You're making people unhappy. And you're worried about scammers. Well, one could say you guys are the biggest scammer of all. However, I'm not going to say that, and I'm going to end this discussion. But it pisses me off that people are put in charge of a job that they don't know how to do right. So that's all I have to say for today, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.